Hey, our first guest needs no introduction. You could say she's kind of the matriarch of Young Life in Norman, Oklahoma. Her and her husband, Mark, have impacted the lives of thousands of people through their ministry with Norman Young Life and Oklahoma City Young Life, and also their personal ministry. Please give it up for my good friend and yours, Miss Elaine Burget.
Oh, come on, Elaine. Oh, I swear what he means at this moment. You mean everything. Oh, you in that dress. Oh, I swear I confess I'm still dirty. Oh, come on, Elaine.
Elaine Burget, give it up for her. Here we go. We're streaming live.
There you go.
Elaine still has an answering machine on her phone, so it's called Periscope.
Oh, Periscope. Oh,
Sorry. So just in case you do anything, I can take care of you right here, Just
okay.
a little bit of
okay.
like a...
Oh,
Elaine. Hey, Elaine.
I know.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Her husband, Mark, not able to be here.
Ooh.
Why?
He is in Israel. He's taken a group of 40 people over to Israel to see the Promised Land.
And that's true. She's not lying. But I have a little surprise for her. I don't think you know this, but through modern technology and social media, we actually have Mark with a little video greeting to all of us, straight from Israel. Can we roll that clip, please?
Hey, greetings from Jerusalem. Mark Burget, and I'm sorry I can't be there with you tonight to celebrate 30 years of Young Life in Norman. I'm glad that my wife could be there, although Elaine, I really do miss you. But for everybody there at the banquet, I want to say this is the Western Wall in Jerusalem, and no better place to wish you a wonderful evening. And Young Life, thank you for your interest in Young Life. Thank you for your support of Young Life. Some of you for 30 years. So can't say enough. Look forward to being home, but having a wonderful time here in Israel and Jerusalem. Good night.
Mark Burget, everybody.
Love that man.
I hope he comes back safely. Hey, tell us, a lot of people don't know the story of how Young Life in Norman actually got started. You and Burget were a part of Young Life in Oklahoma City for a while. And then what was the Otis what started Young Life in Norman?
Well, one day I had invited a bunch of kids to come and swim at our house. I had met them kind of through church, and we had done Young Life before, so I said, come over and swim, kind of contact work. They were coming over several days a week, and so I was taking care of my 5 little boys, and I got this knock on the door, and I open it up, and one of the little girls says, Elaine, I kind of need to talk to you. I said, okay, come in. She said, well, my boyfriend wants to have sex, and I want to know, I haven't decided what to do. And
Wait, how well did you know this girl?
Not very well. Not well at all. I hardly knew her.
And you said, go for it.
Yeah.
No.
No. But she was in 8th grade, and I just thought, oh my goodness.
Wait, 8th grade.
8th
and this
grade.
is what year?
1984. Yes,
Wow.
yes. So I said, I came back in, and we chatted and gave her some good advice, and I'm sure her mom would thank me. And finally, I said to Mark, I said, we have got to start Young Life in Norman, Oklahoma. There's a big need here.
Yeah, and there was no Young Life going on at the time.
No, not
And
at
you
the
guys
time.
had history with Young Life
Yes.
from being in
We had
college.
done Putnam City Young Life for years while we were in college, and but never in Norman.
So tell us, what changed about Young Life? You talk about, I guess there was a club where, was it Jackie Ross was smashing eggs on his forehead?
Oh, that's one of the funniest moments. I'll think of it was one of the very first clubs that we ever had. It was in the Sue Marsh and Paul Marsh's home, this lovely home on Smoking Oak. And anyway, we got 4 great big football players up, and we played this game called Feely Mealy Egg Roulette. So it was this box, and there were 4 holes in the box, and they were all grabbing it. We had put in almost all raw eggs and one hard-boiled egg. And we said, find the hard-boiled egg. So all these football players go racing in with their hands, and they're trying to squish them with their fingers, but they won't squish. So all of a sudden, Jackie Ross pulls out the egg. He just starts popping them on his head. And egg is going everywhere, everywhere. But he finally finds the one that was
In the
boiled,
Marsh's house,
hard-boiled.
and y'all are cleaning up
Yes,
egg.
we were cleaning up egg
I
flying
don't allow
everywhere.
egg. I don't allow any egg or
No
mice
egg,
in any of my
no egg.
skits. No.
It was great.
So what was it about, what was the moment when you, as you guys were doing Young Life, that you realized this is why we're doing this? Was there, I mean, you had girls come over for Bible study.
Yes, yes. We did Friday morning breakfast club. Breakfast club had just come out, and so the girls would come. They were mostly in 9th grade, and they would come over, and I'd feed them breakfast, and then we'd have a short Bible study, and then I would take them to school. And I can remember this one girl in particular. She was so feminine and so cute and so pretty. I just thought, oh, this girl is awesome. But she just did several odd things, and I thought, oh my goodness. Like, she would love to eat. She didn't want to eat healthy. She wanted powdered sugar jelly donuts, and she would eat them, and they would go all over her face. And then she would proceed to brush her teeth, and it would go, I mean, it was in her hair. I've never seen anybody brush their teeth the way she brushed her teeth. But one morning, her mom came by and said, Elaine, it was right in the middle of Bible study. She had this Ziploc bag, and her bra was in it. And I remember thinking, she goes, she forgot to put this on. Can you give it to her? And I thought, oh my, there's a need. There's a need. This is a dingy girl.
So not only are you giving them scripture and Bible study, but I mean, you're kind of helping raise
That's right.
kids
Pretty
through all
much.
these years.
You're raising them.
You know, we try to capture the 30 years in some way, and got some stuff on video that we want to show to everybody. And so watch this. This is a kind of an opportunity to capture the last 30 years of kind of the significance of Young Life in Norman over all these years. Let's take a look. I believe that the beginning point of Young Life in Norman, the establishment of Young Life, was done completely coded in prayer. This was a God thing from the beginning. And the seed of getting Young Life started here was really, I think, at its infancy stages, had this real pure and prayerful heart attached to it.
The youth type of ministry that Young Life does and has been doing since the 40s, wasn't adopted by of course, everybody else now today does Young Lifestyle ministry. Fun, exciting, upbeat, do the kids' music, contact work, take them to a fun camp, get them away. Everybody does that now. Nobody was doing that in the 80s.
And so I think that has really grown over the 30 years into being a firmly planted, kind of like a tree. I mean, a great trunk system. And so because of that careful attention to detail and making sure things are done right, making sure that it's clothed in prayer, because of that, I think the result has been, over the 30 years, incredible fruit.
Each person that has come to faith in Christ, each person that has matured in their relationship with Christ, impacts another person. And so I don't know if we can even guess at what the impact in terms of elevating the community.
It's about a legacy. I think it's almost like a fraternity sorority type deal. Once you've been a Young Life leader, you care about the next Young Life leaders, and those have been a long line of tremendous people and people who love Jesus and go on to do great things in our, not only in their own lives, but in our community, and do it in a positive way.
We're still in touch with most of those folks that were involved in leadership in those first 5 to 10 years. They're good friends of ours, and in many cases they met and got stars in their eyes over somebody in leadership, and then got married. That in itself, I've said over the years, if we hadn't done Young Life for any other reason, that in itself was a wonderful result of having Young Life and college leadership.
But my greatest success story has to be my wife. I met her through Young Life. We did training together, and meeting Lindsay is certainly the biggest blessing in my life.
There was a cute little blonde-haired girl that was in my leadership training class, and although Marseille and I did not start dating right away, we dated a few years after we met in training.
The longevity, of Young Life, it just blesses my heart because it's the Lord's ministry and Christ is truly lifted up in the middle of it. And I know that that's why it's lasted this long and it's blessed us immensely. I can't think of anything that impacted our family more. First of all, Mark coming to know Jesus that way, but my children, the impact to have Young Life in our home on Sunday nights, bless them.
He was gracious to bless me with my wife. Didn't deserve Elaine. He was gracious to allow us to be Young Life leaders together and so begin our relationship doing this ministry. He was gracious to send us wonderful staff that have invested their lives in ministry. But I'd be lying if I didn't tell you we feel wonderful that we chose to invest a lot of time and energy in something that I feel is so biblically based and so Christ-centered, and to see lives touched and changed, and knowing that that's not just temporal, it's eternal.
Wow.
That's true. I love that.
Pretty incredible. 30 years. What would you say, in kind of closing, the legacy and the impact that's had on you and what you've seen in Norman? Your kids and families that you took to Trail West? And
Yes. I believe that it's enriched their relationship with Jesus. And that's what I desire for the future of Young Life, that more and more kids will come to know him. I love that we've always had a great support through the committee, through our volunteer leaders that are excellent, and our wonderful staff. So I believe that there's a beautiful legacy to be had. I love that it exponentially multiplies. You pour into one kid, and then they pour into another kid, and then they pour into another kid, and it goes on and on and on.
yeah, I think Burget said in the video, there's no way you can really begin to measure the impact and the ripples of going on. And you and Mark Burget were instrumental in making that happen. And I would also say that you guys had leadership in your home for years. I had my engagement party in your house.
True. That's true.
So much happened in your home. We grew up with your boys, or watched them grow up in front of our eyes. And there's homes like that. I think of Turner and Marcine Primrose.
That's right.
And their home that hosted Young Life in their house for probably 25 years of the 30 years. And holes in the wall and
That's right.
Things
Scratches
broken
on
and
furniture.
scratches on the furniture. But they continue to be faithful and let Young Life use that. And
That's
you and
right.
Mark, huge, faithful servants of the Lord. And thank you. Thanks for making that possible. Ladies and gentlemen,
you.
Elaine Burget.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll be right back with another guest.
Right.
Can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. I can't feel my face when I'm with you.